We are going to paint something quite different. So it's this miniature for Raging Heroes are the sisters of the Orphanage. Okay, special miniatures from Halloween that were released by Raging Heroes, the toughest ladies in the galaxy. So I'm going to paint her in a very similar way to this one. Okay, it's quite a challenge because the face is quite small and I want to do some detail, but here we are going to do more or less the same type of work. Okay, and I will start with Black Templar on all the parts where we want to have black. Okay, I want to use them as assassins for my Sisters of Battle, so this is why I'm choosing these colors. So Black Templar, I try to do quite a solid coverage. We have a lot of leather straps and some details that maybe we are going to change color later on, okay? But so far I will go, I want the black to be the dominant color, and then we can do other details in different colors. But we are going to apply this. Okay, and if some parts they look like thin cloth, I will imagine them as, I need to see how it goes. Okay, so we have, she has 4 layers of cloak at the back, so this will be green, this will be red, and then we go black at the end, at the top. Okay, so the head have to be covered in black, because this will be done on all of them. I have to say the sculpt is quite nice, quite clean. Okay, the casting is not bad. You need to prime if you want the paint, especially the contrast paints, to cover nicely, to work well. Okay, I will just use the contrast for the black, because for the red I prefer to use corn red. I want to go for a darker red. Okay, so I'm going to apply this. You can see not too much mystery. This is the main color, so we are going to apply it almost in a lot of parts of the miniature, trying to leave some parts without cover so I can see them easier later on. Okay, so I'm doing that and I will be back for the next step. Okay, next step I'm going to use Caliban Green. Okay, and we are going to apply this on the second big cape she's having, and I'm going to reserve the red for the upper cape, the small one, I don't know what it's called, and as well the hat and other details. Okay, so on green we are going to do only this part. Okay, and I will okay. So I do this on green and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step I'm going to use, well, you can see how the green looks like. Okay, and now I'm going to use corn red to the red parts. Okay, so this will include, I don't know how to call this part, this thing. Okay, and we have something that is on top of this, and I need to think how I will do it. It's quite a complex one, this one. So some of the Sisters of Orphanage some are more complex than others. This is one that have maybe a lot of layers. Okay, so I'm going to do the red now. I will do as well the hat or sombrero. And the flowers. Okay, so I'm doing that and I'm back for the next step. So this is how it looks like now. Next step, I'm going to use Retributor Armor to do all the ornaments that are in gold. Okay, so the idea is to as well do the ornaments on the sombrero mexicano and on the Mexican hat, so we can then with the wash enhance them. So what I'm going to do, have all this small decoration. There's quite a difficult thing to do. Take your time. And as you can see, I also do mistakes. Okay, we have all these ornaments, and then what I'm going to do as well, these ones here. Okay, and I'm going to do all these ornaments that are hanging here, and as well in the case the shoulder pad. I will do the shoulder pad in gold, except I think I will do it all in gold. Okay. So there is not much to explain here, just applying a thin layer, trying to be as precise as possible. I'm not using my best brush to do that. Okay, remember gold and metallics can damage a little bit the brushes, so I prefer to use this brush. This already damaged a little bit. This is making a little bit of handicap to paint well all the ornament in the hat, but I will go passionately painting all these things. Okay. Okay, so we'll do all these ornaments, and once this is done, I will be back, because it is not okay. It's quite a matter of going slowly and steady, doing all this. Okay, so I'm doing them and I'm back. Okay, I have done the gold ornaments. I also did here, there are some flowers or some type of ornaments that I wanted to do in red as well. And now I'm going to use again Caliban green, and I will do this type of ribbons that we have here. As I said at the beginning, I think this is the most complex of these ladies. So this lady has a lot of ornaments. These miniatures from Raging Heroes are not easy to paint. They are quite small. Come with black now, as it is using. I will clean up this part here. Okay. Now I'm going to use brown. I'm going to use this one, Rhino's Hide, okay, to do some of the bells. As you can see, I left some bells in white to remind myself. These ones are quite tricky because there is the buckle and so on, so I want to be sure I do it correctly. And although it's not contrasting too much, right now I prefer to use dark brown for these bells. I want to keep a dark look. As I want to use them as assassins. And we have a lot of bells on the leg, so I will do them. Sorry, went a little bit out of. I will do them in brown as well. Okay, so I will do all this. I will do all these bells and I'm back for the next step. Okay, I have put the brown. I also did the little hair that is visible there with the same brown. Okay, and now I'm going to use Agvac Airshade and I'm going to wash all the red, including the head. Okay, so I try to not to put too much, and I will also wash the flowers. So what I'm looking here is to start creating the definition of the details, some shading where to work on. Okay, so I want to make the hat to look darker. Try to remove some of the excess. We're going to apply it there. You can see I'm not taking too much paint, too much wash. I'm just trying to really. Now we need to take a little bit more, and I'm going to do this cloth. And here I go even over the gold. I don't do the shoulder pad, and I will not do these things on the legs. These ornaments. Here I try to put a little bit more to make it darker. Now I'm checking that I have not too much in some parts. Okay, and now on the face that we still have the white, I'm going to use Apothecary white. I will use this on the face. And on this. colors. Now we will wait that the wash and the apothecary wine device, and I'm back for the next step. Okay, next step, as I have it here in my palette and I wanted to use it before it device, I will use this color from, it's a brush, airbrush color, but I think it's quite a nice one. It's aluminium from Vallejo. Okay, and I will use it, although it's with my brush on the sods. Okay, like that. You see that it can be applied with standard brush, no problem. I will use it as well. I will put it as well on the guard. Okay, and we are going to do the other one. I had to this color because here I will have more problems because I did not wash it correctly before, and now I'm painting directly on top of the resin, so most likely we'll need to do a couple of layers. Okay, so I'm waiting now that this dries and I will be back for the next step. Okay, next step, I'm going to start painting the face and we are going to start doing some details. Okay, so I'm going to apply first black in the eyes, and I'm going to go quite white. Okay, if we want to make the effect of skull eyes, so you want to paint like that. This is the type of makeup is used. Okay, and I'm going to do the same on the other side. Okay, I went a little too white, so I will use white to thin down. Let me put some white on my palette. Okay, we're going to take some of this white. Clean up next to it. Okay, I'm going to do the nose. Okay, now I'm going to do the lips. I'm going to use the corn red on the lips. I want to make it that is there painted. Let me take as well a little bit of corn red. Okay, something like that. And now I'm going to go around the eyes. And I will do the eyebrows. Like that. Right of camera. I have too many details on these faces and it's difficult to do a very precise job. And I'm going to take black. And with black I'm going to do this. Okay. Now I will use white, and I'm going to use the white of the eyes inside of the black. Okay. Don't worry if you go a little bit out of the position. Way too high there. Okay. Now with black we're going to do the middle of the eye and clean up. Now I clean up. Okay, like that. We can do now another line, another decoration. For example, coming from here, here, we do the same on the other side. Okay, went too far. It's quite tricky to do all this on such a small face. Going to use white. Now we will use white to highlight a little bit some parts and thin down some lines. Clean up if we find it too thick. Here. Here. I will make this top one thinner. Like that. And like that. Okay, and we have the face done. Okay, and now we are going to paint. We are going to highlight their flowers. So I'm going to use Mephiston red. And what I do is I touch here and there to do this type of irregular pattern. Okay. Now I'm going to use the same. I'm going to apply first corn red, and then I'm coming with Mephiston red, and I highlight all this. Okay. Okay. So those were the flowers there. Good. Now we are going to start highlighting these folds. Here I want to be careful with the green that we have put, the green parts. Okay. Okay, like that, and I will do the same on the hat. Okay, will as well at first con red, and now my first in red. I will do the same. On this part. Okay. So I will do now the front of the head, and I'm back. Okay, next I'm going to use Raglan Flake Shade on the gold. Here and in this part. Here. And I'm going to use a contour paint for the hands. Okay. We can use dark coat flesh. Oh, I want to put a little bit more. Now I will wet this device, but I think I will finalize here this part, the painting tutorial, and I will do a second part where we are going to do the highlights and finishing the work. So I hope you have enjoyed up to now. I hope you like what you see at this point. So let's zoom in a little bit. So here you have. So let me know what do you think. Give a like if you have liked it, and as usual, thanks a lot for watching. Now keep tuned for the second part. Bye.